Hello guys, Drake here.
And I'm J-Man.
Today we're going to do, it's sort of half childhood throwback, half review of FireRed. Obviously you guys knew that if you read the top video.
Yeah, Pokemon FireRed, so yeah.
Alright, so I'll start off by basically saying the story. The story is fairly sort of simple. The only really bad person slash sort of a good person, I guess you'd say, is Gary, or whatever you choose to name him. Basically, the guy that sort of follows you around and you see every now and then. But basically, your main mission is to go through all the gyms, collect all the badges, so you can finally go versus the Elite Four. And then after you do that, it's sort of almost like a side afterwards story where you have to find the Ruby and Sapphire gym.
Yeah.
And then after that, you can go in the cave to find Mewtwo. But that's not really part of the main story.
Yeah, you'll run into a lot of legendaries like what's the ice? I don't remember his name.
Zapdos.
Yeah, Zapdos and what the hell? The ice bird, the ice bird, and then Articuno and what's his name? The Firebird. I'm just gonna call them by that. I don't know their names. Yeah, so those are some of the legendaries, and my thoughts on it, it's really fun. If you played it when you were a kid and you play it now, in my opinion, I still feel like the excitement of playing it, because any childhood game you get back when you're older, I'm pretty sure it's still fun. But yeah, what about you, Drake?
Yeah, I thought it was really fun because I've actually, in my childhood, I've gone through a couple of games, and it was really FireRed that I actually sort of sat down and wanted to complete.
Yeah, and the starters are really good. Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur.
There's all those trainers, but one of the main ones is the fact that you can't get Charmander or Bulbasaur or any of the main three again. You just have to sort of choose one. That's just sort of my nitpicks.
Yeah, I'll put in the description how you get a Game Boy emulator, but, I'm not going to waste time talking about it. But, yeah, there's a lot of trainers that you have to verse, and I recommend if you're going to play it, don't keep all your Pokemon at the same level. The first time I got the emulator, I was playing, and I just used Charizard all the time, and I wasn't paying attention to all my other Pokemons, and I lost to the Elite Four. I couldn't beat them at all, because I had a level 60 Charizard and level 30 all the other Pokemon, so yeah. Pretty easy if you have all your Pokemon, let's say at level 50, and if they're good Pokemon. You verse Kaz at the end. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The game is pretty damn fun. Yeah, so that's my thoughts.
For me, I'm just going to repeat myself here. I could only give it an 8 out of 10. I mean, I love the game. The story was amazing, Like I said, it's one of those games that I sat down and actually wanted to finish and, play and everything like that. But the reason I can't really give it a 9 was because just all the problems it had. I really did want to give it... I really did want to get Charizard or Bulbasaur, because I picked Squirtle. And, I wanted to get those Pokemon. Plus, I'm tired of versing those trainers with, 5 Pokemon, and you gotta go through all of them. And the wild Pokemon are just annoying. So that's for the reason I really couldn't give it a 9 out of 10.
Guys, what's up? We're doing our top 5 Pokemon on FireRed. So, Drake will go first.
Okay. Some of you might disagree with me on this one. Personally, my first one is, and there's a reason I'm putting it low on the list. My first one is Caterpie. I know what you guys are saying. Well, Caterpie sucks, and then Metapod sucks. Well, it's not really for Metapod and Caterpie. It's mainly for Butterfree. But because I like evolving Pokemon so much, and I love that feeling of, getting them to that higher level and then watching them evolve. And so it's sort of nice to get a Caterpie and, going through those stages and then finally get a Butterfree. Okay, so my second Pokemon is Bulbasaur. because he's pretty low on my list too, mainly because I could be mistaken, and tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. I think he only has 2 evolutions. I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure he only has 2. He might have 3, but in the game you only get him at Bulbasaur and then Venusaur, and then that's it. So that's sort of why I'm putting him low on the list. My third Pokemon is Charizard. I mean, how could you not have him on the list? Mainly because, I mean, he's a huge dragon, and, like, how could you not love him? I mean, he's one of the classic Pokemon.
True.
Okay. My fourth is Mewtwo, and, I like him, but in most of the games he's hard and annoying to get. Personally, I like Mew more than Mewtwo, because I just think he's cooler. And a lot of you actually might disagree with me on that, but, it's just my opinion. And finally, number 1, and this is sort of cheating here, but all of Squirtle's evolutions. I'm talking about Squirtle, Wartortle, and Blastoise. I can't just pick one because I love every single one of his evolutions. I mean, Bulbasaur is awesome because Bulbasaur. Blastoise is awesome because, he's big, he's got those 4 cannons. Wartortle is awesome because of the tail and the ears, and then Squirtle. I mean, how could you not like Squirtle? I mean, he's just, So those are my top 5. Justin, now to you.
Alright, my top 5 is Weedle, Pidgey. I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with you guys. Weedle, Pidgey, Harden. I'm just kidding. My top 5 is pretty mainstream. It's my number 5. I'm going from 5 to 1. Number 5 is Nidoking. I like Nidoking a lot. Well, I'm doing it by different types, like poison, fire, water, but Nidoking's my favorite poison type, because when you basically hit him, you'll automatically, like, the other Pokemon will get poisoned, and his attacks, he's pretty strong, big. I think you'll find him around, what the hell was it? The place where you do the Safari Zone. Yeah, the Safari Zone. You'll find them there, and you'll also find Rhyhorn. I prefer Nidoking over Rhyhorn. Rhyhorn's pretty slow, which I don't like, and he'll weigh you down a lot. But yeah, Nidoking's number 5. Definitely like him. Number 4 is Pikachu. I mean, just how can you not like Pikachu? He's my favorite electric Pokemon. And if you're wondering where you find him in FireRed, he's like at the beginning in the wooded area parts. You have to walk around a lot. But yeah, Pikachu. Pikachu, he's just awesome, electric attacks, electric Pokemons really help you a lot in this game, and, number 3 for me is gonna have to be Venusaur. My favorite grass type. He does a lot of damage, and people like to mistake Venusaur, or Bulbasaur, oh, he's just a grass type, he sucks. Well, he doesn't really suck. I mean, he can poison Pokemon. He has a lot of good attacks if you actually look at it. People judge him just because he's a leaf or grass Pokemon. So yeah. Blastoise, is my second favorite because he's got freaking cannons on his shell, and he has a lot of good attacks. He's just my favorite for one of the reasons why I can't really find a lot of other good water types in FireRed. Like, there's Tentacool, and I don't really like him. But yeah, Blastoise is my favorite one in the game.
You're forgetting Dragonair.
Yeah, Dragonair, whatever. Number 1 is Charizard, because he's Charizard, and he's like a flying dragon, fire dragon, and he's freaking one of the best, the strongest Pokemon in the game. He can learn Flamethrower, he can learn a lot of attacks, and at the beginning he'll help you a lot, if you need someone to learn Cut. But yeah, those are my top 5. Pretty generic or mainstream for me, for that game at least. But yeah, that's all I have. Alright, alright, so yeah, that's all we have for Pokemon Fire Red. Stay tuned for another episode of Childhood Throwback whenever we figure out which one are we going to do next. But
Yeah.
we'll see you guys later. I'm J-Man.
I'm Drake.
See you guys later.